Hey everybody, and welcome to another deep dive. Today we're going to be tackling those sometimes terrifying job interviews.
Definitely terrifying.
Right. Ugh.
Yeah.
But hopefully by the end of this, you'll be feeling a lot more confident and ready to go out there and get that dream job.
Absolutely.
We are going to be taking all of our advice from this great article called Never Say These 5 Things in a Job Interview.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but reading through it, I was cringing remembering all of the job interviews that I've done in the past. And
Oh, yeah.
like, oh no, did I say that?
For sure.
So hopefully we can help you guys avoid those same mistakes.
Yeah, because honestly, these are such high-stakes situations.
Mm-hmm.
These little slip-ups that can really make or break your chances.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's dive in.
All right, so the first one that they talk about is speaking negatively about past employers.
Right.
And I think we all know kind of inherently that we shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to hear from you, like, why is it such a red flag for hiring managers?
Well, it really comes down to this negativity bias that we all have.
Uh-huh.
Our brains just naturally latch onto negative information more than positive.
That makes sense.
So even if you have completely legitimate reasons for leaving a job, if you're focusing on those negatives during an interview, it's going to overshadow everything else.
Right.
It's going to overshadow your accomplishments, your skills, and really just raise doubts about your attitude.
It's like they're thinking, if they're talking about their old boss like this, what are they going to be saying about me in 6 months?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And hiring managers are really looking for people who bring positive energy and solutions to their team.
Mhm.
They don't want someone who's going to dwell on problems and bring everyone down.
Totally.
Yeah.
So how do we talk about, maybe we did have a negative experience at a past job
Yeah.
without, sounding like a negative Nancy?
Right. Well, instead of focusing on what you didn't like,
Yeah.
try shifting the focus to what you learned from that experience and what you're looking for in your next opportunity. So let's say you had a micromanaging boss, for example. Instead of saying, oh my gosh, my old boss was a total control freak,
Right.
you could say something like, I really value clear communication and autonomy in my work.
Okay.
And I'm looking for an environment that encourages collaboration, but also gives me the space to really own my projects.
Ooh, that's good.
You see how that subtly addresses the issue
Yeah.
without actually bad-mouthing anyone? And
Yeah.
it shows that you're looking forward, not backward.
Totally. It's like, hey, I've learned from that experience.
Hey, exactly.
And now I'm looking for something better.
Yeah, you're demonstrating a growth mindset. You're highlighting your values.
Mm-hmm.
And that's way more compelling than just dwelling on past grievances.
For sure. All right, let's move on to pitfall number 2, showing desperation.
Ooh, yeah.
Now, I will admit, I have definitely been guilty of this one, especially right out of college,
For sure.
just wanting any job.
Right.
But why is it such a turnoff for employers?
I think it's because employers want to know that you're genuinely excited about this specific role and this company,
Okay.
not just desperate for a paycheck.
So it's like dating, you want to be chosen for you,
Yes.
not because somebody's just like, anybody.
Exactly. That's a great analogy.
Okay.
When you appear too eager, it raises those red flags, and they might start to wonder if you're truly qualified or if you're going to jump ship as soon as something better comes along.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we strike that balance between showing enthusiasm but not being like, please hire me?
Yeah.
Is there a secret formula?
Well, it really comes down to showcasing your value and how your skills align with the company's needs.
Okay.
So instead of saying, I'll do anything, just tell me what to do.
Right.
Focus on the specific aspects of the role that excite you and how your experience can help them achieve their goals.
So it's more about being excited about the work
Yeah.
than it is just about having a job.
Exactly. And remember, you're interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you. So your enthusiasm should be genuine and focused on the opportunity itself.
Okay, I like that. All right,
Uh-huh.
that makes sense. Let's move on to pitfall number 3, vague self-praise.
Okay.
We've all heard these, I'm a hard worker, I'm a team player, I'm a
Mhm.
fast learner.
Oh, yeah.
Why do those fall flat?
Because hiring managers hear those phrases all the time,
Yeah.
they become meaningless without any concrete evidence.
Right.
Think about it. Wouldn't you rather hear about someone's actual accomplishments than just a list of generic adjectives?
It's like reading a boring dating profile
Exactly.
where it's like, oh, I like to laugh and have fun.
Right.
Okay, well, who doesn't?
Exactly. So instead of just saying I'm results-oriented, Tell a story about a time you exceeded expectations on a project.
Okay.
Quantify your achievements. Highlight the specific actions you took to achieve them.
So instead of saying I'm a problem solver, I should tell a story about the time I solved a problem.
Exactly.
Like,
Paint a vivid picture with your words and let your accomplishments speak for themselves. Give them a reason to believe you, not just a bunch of empty adjectives.
okay, I'm starting to see a theme here.
Yeah.
It's all about backing up our claims with real examples.
Yeah.
Showing, not telling.
Absolutely.
What's next on our list of interview no-nos, sir?
So number 4 is all about admitting ignorance.
Ooh.
You know, you're in an interview
Mm-hmm.
and you get a question that kind of throws you off guard.
Right.
Maybe it's about a skill you haven't mastered yet or a software program that you've never used.
Right.
And in those moments, it can be so tempting to just say those 3 little words.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yep.
But, you know, even though it's honest, there's a much better way to handle those situations.
Okay. So besides, I don't know which, yeah, it's honest, but it doesn't make me sound very hireable.
Right.
What's the magic phrase?
Well, instead of panicking,
Okay.
think of it as an opportunity to showcase, you know, how quickly you can learn and your ability to adapt.
Okay.
So let's say they ask you about a specific marketing software that you've never used before.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, I don't know, you could say something like, well, while I haven't worked with that particular platform, I am proficient in similar tools.
Oh.
And I'm a very fast learner. So I'm confident that I can quickly get up to speed and, you know, leverage my experience to make a positive impact.
So you're acknowledging the knowledge gap,
Yes.
but you're immediately following it up with like, but I'm eager to learn.
Yes.
I can adapt.
Exactly.
I love it.
And you can even take it a step further by asking a follow-up question to demonstrate that initiative.
Okay.
So you could say something like, are there any specific resources or training programs that you recommend for mastering the software?
Ooh, that's good. Because then not only are you showing them that you are willing to learn,
Yes.
you're already thinking ahead, but like, how can I be the best at this?
Exactly. You're showing them that you're not afraid to ask questions and that you're already thinking about how to add value.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, last but not least, let's talk about asking basic company questions. I'll admit I've definitely done this one, especially when I was, you know, juggling a bunch of interviews at once.
Right.
Things start to blur together.
Yeah.
But why is it such a no-no?
Well, you know, in today's world, there's really no excuse for not doing your research.
It's true.
So asking questions that you could easily find the answers to on Google
Right.
just makes you look like you're not really that interested.
Like showing up to a first date and not even knowing what they look like.
Exactly. You haven't even looked at their profile.
Right.
Not a good first impression.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so instead of saying, so what does your company do?
Right.
What are some good questions that we can ask?
Well, you want to ask insightful questions that show you've done your homework.
Okay.
So you could ask them about, you know, what are some of the current projects that they're working on?
Okay.
What are some of their biggest challenges or their long-term goals?
Mm-hmm.
You can even inquire about their company culture
Okay.
or how they're adapting to industry trends. You can even bring up a recent news article about the company and ask for their perspective.
So it's more about showing that I'm not just interested in a job, I'm interested in this company.
Yes.
And how I can contribute.
Precisely. And remember, an interview is a two-way street.
Right.
You're evaluating them just as much as they're evaluating you.
That's
So asking thoughtful questions not only makes you look prepared, but it gives you valuable insights into whether this is actually the right fit for you.
Right. Okay. So we've talked about avoiding negativity.
Yes.
We've talked about how to show off our amazing skills and experience.
Yeah.
And how to ask really smart questions.
Yes.
But there's one more crucial element to interview success.
And what's that?
It's all about mindset.
Yes. Mindset is everything.
Because we can have all the right answers.
Yeah.
We can have the perfect resume.
Right?
But if we walk into that interview feeling nervous and doubtful, it's going to show.
It absolutely will.
Mhm.
So we need to figure out how to tap into that inner confidence.
Yes. Stay tuned for part 3, where we dive into the power of mindset and how it can make or break your interview. Welcome back for the final part of our deep dive into job interview success.
We're ready to unlock that mindset magic.
Yes, mindset, it's so important. And I think we all know that, we can walk in with all the right answers, we can have a stellar resume, but if we're not feeling confident, if we're nervous, if we're doubtful, it really shows.
It really does, and it can completely sabotage, all that hard work that you've put into preparing.
Totally. So how do we ditch those pre-interview jitters and channel that like inner rock star confidence?
Yeah.
Is there a secret affirmation or something?
It's less about affirmations and more about shifting your perspective on the interview itself.
Okay.
So instead of seeing it as this high-pressure test where you're being judged,
Right.
try thinking of it as a conversation, an
Okay.
opportunity to connect with another human being.
Wow,
Share your story.
I love that because, yeah, it takes the pressure off.
Exactly.
When you're not thinking about it as like, oh my gosh, am I going to pass or fail?
Right. It's more about like, hey, we're just two people in a room
Exactly.
talking about, work and life and things.
And when you're less focused on being perfect
Mm-hmm.
and more focused on just being authentically yourself, your confidence is going to naturally shine through.
Because nobody's perfect.
Right.
And I feel like when you try to present this like perfectly polished version of yourself, it's exhausting.
It is, and it's not sustainable.
Right.
So embrace your individuality.
Mm.
Showcase those unique experiences and let your genuine passion for the work speak for itself.
I like that a lot. Okay, so we're ditching the test mentality.
Yes.
We are embracing the conversation.
Yes.
What else can we do to kind of boost that confidence?
Focus on what you can control.
Okay.
You can't control what questions they're going to ask. You can't control the interviewer's mood that day, but you can control your preparation,
Right.
your attitude, the effort that you put in.
So it's all about focusing on what we can influence.
Exactly.
And letting go of the things that we can't.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. What about those moments of self-doubt, though?
Yeah,
Because we all have them, right?
we do.
Where that inner critic is just like, you're not good enough,
Right.
especially right before a big interview. How do we quiet that voice?
Well, I think it's helpful to remember that every interview, regardless of the outcome, is a valuable learning experience.
Okay.
Even if you don't get the job, you've gained insights, you've practiced your skills, you've grown as a professional.
It's all part of the journey.
Exactly. Celebrate your progress. Focus on your growth. And remember that each interview brings you one step closer to finding that perfect opportunity.
Love that. Okay, so to wrap things up,
Hmm.
it sounds like interview success isn't just about, avoiding those pitfalls or having the right answers.
Right.
It's about cultivating that mindset
Yes.
that embraces authenticity,
Yeah,
focuses on growth, and views every interview as a valuable experience.
precisely.
So as you're preparing for your next interview, remember this.
Right.
You are more than your resume. You are more than your answers. You are a unique individual with valuable skills and experiences to offer. Let your authentic self shine through, and I have no doubt that you will rock those interviews.
I completely agree.
All right, folks, that is a wrap on our deep dive into acing job interviews. Remember, preparation, strategy, mindset. These are your secret weapons. Now go out there and get that dream job.